I love my God winks, guys, where God shows up to reveal these glimmers of his invisible presence. That's always like my son today asked me on the way to school about God's promises. Mommy, how do you know that God's promises? And I said, it's just about getting to know God. I said, it's a practical experience. I said, just how I know you, that's how I'm getting to know God. I know his character. I know his personality. I know when he's speaking to me. So that's the relationship that you're going to develop to God, that you're going to know his promises to you. And so I thought of my verse from Isaiah 41:10, that God promised to help and support me, right? But fast forward to me having this little anxious moment, running to God. God, what do you have to say to me here? Just a couple hours after talking to Joshie about God's promises, this meditation book I have, Grace for Today, look what it says, guys. God keeps his promises. Nobody can tell me that was just a regular coincidence for my son to ask me that on the way to school, and a couple of hours later for it to show up in this book. Me just having an anxious moment, say, God, I just need to feel some glimmer of you, that your presence is here with me right now. This life is no joke, guys. So for me to open up right there, it's just him confirming the conversation that I have with my son. Said, the Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can mere mortals do to me? It said, we have the assurance that God will never leave us or forsake us. God never makes empty promises, and his omnipotence and grace, he keeps his word. He's the God who makes his promises come true, even when circumstances seem to prove the opposite. So there I am, telling my Joshie about that God keeps his promises, that he's going to help me, support me. This Isaiah 41:10. I go to another meditation book. No shame. The meditation book, A Little God Time for Men. And just after reading that one about God's promises, I went to this one, and it says, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And that's from Isaiah 41:10. And I tell everybody, like a crazy person, like that's God's message to me. Whenever I see this 411, it's pointing into this verse, that God promises me that he's going to be my help. He's going to be my support. And it was just a beautiful message there too. He said, when you find yourself facing fear of the future, fear of not being able to provide, fear of failure, remind yourself that you are not alone. God has promised that he is with you. You guys see that? God has promised that he is with you, and he will offer the strength you need. So here I am on that ride with Joshie, thinking of this verse, Isaiah 41:10, saying that's what God promises, that he's going to help me, he's going to strengthen me, he's going to support me. For me to come here in this meditation book, for it to line up a little bit too perfectly. Say, God has promised that he is with you and he will offer the strength you need. So he's just confirming his promise to me, guys. Nobody can tell me, that's a coincidence. And that's the personality and the character of God I've gotten to know and love. And that's where I want you guys, getting to know God for yourself on a personal level, that he's intimately involved in our lives. For me to open up to that from this book about promises, and then go here again to this exact verse that I was telling Joshie about, that this is what I feel like God promises me, that he's going to help and support me. And it used the word even. God has promised that he is with you and he will offer the strength you need. So don't miss out on this relationship with God, guys. Get to know him. No shame. I have my meditation books all over the place. I have so many on my phone. And again, I just ask God, like, where do you want me to go? My favorite is the Jesus Calling. Now I'm enjoying the Little God Time for Men, the Jesus Always. My own book, Keep Calm, Jesus Lives by Sarah Young. So just find your own ways of hearing from God, like what speaks to you. And you get to know him. You get to know his personality, and you know that you're not going through life alone, that God's presence is with us. So these little glimmers of his presence is what gives me the courage, guys, the courage to keep going, knowing that God himself stands with me, by my side. He goes ahead of me, tweaking situations, you know. So as we show up, giving our best, guys, we can just trust that God is working with us in the spiritual realm. We're not going by the ordinary rules. God is our help. He's our support. Our greatest, greatest friend. Don't miss out on a relationship with Him.